Hey, what's going on, everybody? John W. Davis here with Pavy. You're listening to the Spark Report. What's going on, Pav? How you doing?
Man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling well. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a lot of trouble in Sparkland.
A lot of trouble in Twitterland.
A lot of trouble in Twitterland. With everything that's going on. Well, not everything that's going on, but with like one issue that went on.
Yes, the issue of the week, of the hour that some people think sums up the season is Candace Parker only playing 11 minutes and 14 seconds in an elimination game. Benched by Derek Fisher. Basically missed the last 15, 16 minutes of the game.
I mean, the last 15, 16 minutes of the game wasn't even a game. So, like, he did pull the starters out kind of early, but it was like, come on.
Yeah.
They were down with like 25. Like, you're not coming back. It was like you're not. I think didn't they get it within, I want to say, no, they ended because Chelsea Gray
half was 40-32.
Half was 40-32 because Chelsea Gray, it would have been 6. But remember, Chelsea Gray took the charge.
Yes.
That I thought she shouldn't have took. Like it. Yeah. If somebody gonna go the whole score, the length of the court and score in 2 seconds, God bless them. Literally, God bless them.
But even in the first half, Candace only played 7 minutes.
I mean, like, look, but last time we sat down, what did I say?
You said that Shanae Agumake was probably going to get Candace Parker's minutes because I said that Shanae had to get more minutes, and you said they had to come at the expense of Candace Parker.
Yeah, and that's what happened. Like, even when the first 3 minutes of the first 4 minutes of the game, I literally tweeted, I hate to say it, but Shanae needs to get Candace's minutes tonight because Candace looks like she doesn't have it.
You did say it.
Like, I tweeted it within the first 4 minutes of the game. Like, bro, it was so bad, like, that, remember the first time they took her out? Usually people look around and see who's coming out. I swear to God, she ain't look. She heard the buzz and just started walking to the bench.
She knew it was her.
She knew it was her. Like, because it happened, cause I saw Raquana, it was a play with Raquana where it's like she heard a buzz and she looked back to see if it was her. Like she didn't just start walking, she just like looked back to see if it was her. Like, oh, okay, it's not me.
Right.
She heard the buzz and Candace did not glance at the bench. She immediately just started walking to the bench. So she knew what was up.
Well, everybody knew that Shanae needed more minutes in that series.
No, everybody didn't know because I saw people on Twitter like, oh, well, why? Well, Candace.
Everybody on the Sparks knew that Shanae needed more minutes in that series. Everybody who was informed about Sparks basketball knew that she needed more minutes in the series. And that's the thing. And the reason I say informed about Sparks basketball is because on Twitter, it's been a lot of people chiming in on Derek Fisher's decision to only play her 11 minutes and 14 seconds, who doesn't really seem like they were as invested as you and I were. Excuse me, as invested as you and I were with the Sparks this season. You and I went to countless practices. Man. You and I went to pretty much every home game.
I missed one home game all year, and that was when they played the Lynx on it because I was in Chicago. Mm-hmm. It's the only game I missed all year.
Right,
home game at least. So. And I don't know how many practices. I mean, you was at practice every day at one point. Basically. I went at least once or twice a week. Yeah. So
I can report from going to practice that this was a team. They were a collective. Mm-hmm. They enjoyed being around each other.
Agreed.
They liked Derek Fisher.
Agreed.
They appreciated Derek Fisher. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, they listened to Derek Fisher. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, when Derek Fisher in Game 3 is telling them, let's play harder, then like something is wrong. Because you and I were at the game, but they had the camera that was inside the huddle. Mm-hmm. And it was basically Derek Fisher was saying, all right, we need you to cut harder. We need you to play harder.
They do.
But Rebecca Lobo made a good point. Those are not things that should be the messaging in a single elimination game.
Who is that on, though? Is that on coach or is that on the players?
It's not on the coach, but that's what I'm saying.
Because, bro, like, people will, he needs to get fired because of his schemes. I'm like, did he get outcoached? Yes. Is it Kurt Miller? Kurt Miller had a great game plan. Right. Kurt Miller thoroughly outcoached Derek Fisher. Yes, that did happen.
And if anybody had a scouting report on the Sparks, it was Kurt Miller who literally came from the Sparks before he took over the Connecticut Sun organization. But he was an assistant here under Agler.
But it's certain things like getting out rebounded 46-22.
Yeah.
Or was it 46-24?
Well, the last game they got it was, I don't know what it was.
But
I'm
it was
saying,
like
the second game, I believe it was 46 to
there is no scheme
24.
That any coach can draw up to offset that. Mm-mm. You have to just go out there and play harder.
Right.
For instance, game 3, I swear to God, the only person I saw set a screen all night, like actually set a screen, was Kalani Brown.
And Kalani Brown did not play until Basically, the end of the game.
Yeah, it was like, nah, I think she. Yeah, it was like third quarter when she came in, right?
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about in game 3?
Yeah, game 3. Was it third quarter or second quarter?
Kalani Brown.
Because I thought at the end of game 2, she earned herself some minutes for game 3.
She got 2 minutes in the first half.
Yeah. She was the only person who I saw actually put a body on somebody and set a screen. Everybody else flipped the screen the whole game.
I don't know. I mean, but
it was just certain things where it's like, bro, this is not on the coach. This is on the players to go out there and just play harder basketball.
Right.
Y'all, even the practice we went to, what did I say at practice to you when they was doing that defensive drill?
Said they didn't look good.
Like, I'm seeing I'm seeing Chelsea Gray make a lazy pass doing the defense. I'm like, bro, you can't even do the defensive drill right if you don't make a pass.
Right.
You can't do the drill right.
Right, and I was trying to be glass half full, saying, "Oh, that's what you're supposed to do."
I'm like, bro,
pass.
y'all got a game tomorrow for
Right.
y'all season, and y'all look like this is a practice in the beginning of like June.
I will say this: so between Vadiva, Raquana Williams, Beard, Candace Parker, and a couple of the other players that missed games, and Alexis Jones, I think there was 70-some games that all of those players missed combined. This team was better before they had all 12. It was easier for Derek Fisher to have a rotation.
I don't know about better before they had all 12. I don't know about better.
They had a
had a
better record.
They
had a better record. What did they do when they had all 12? They lost the last 3 straight games.
They
lost the last 3 straight games with all 12.
No. They got all 12. I want to say like 5 games before the season ended.
Yes.
They didn't lose.
No, but then there was the NECA out for a half. NECA out for a game. Beard was out.
Okay, fair. But this
is what I'm trying to say though. The team was better before they got that because he had less options. Because if you look at this team, the standouts on this team this year were Chelsea Gray, Nneka Ogwumike, and who else?
Standouts?
Yeah. Like the standouts far and above
I would say
the best players.
Them two. I mean, Candace had moments, but it was like moments.
So them two, and then Candace, because she did have those moments. Yeah, she had moments. She had those Player of the Week awards. But then everybody else, they all were very close to in effectiveness.
Yeah.
So if you have 2 standouts, that means you got 10 other players to essentially pick from for 6 other spots.
See,
and that was hard for Derek Fisher to do.
It was I don't want to judge them too much off this series to say that they were like, better in one series, because I just think this was a case of Connecticut really just came out there and hooped.
Oh, they were much better team.
Like Connecticut actually came out there and balled. And I think people need to actually put some respect on like the job that the Connecticut women did.
Right.
They came out there and balled out. Like it wasn't like it was one person. You would see game 1, Jonquel Jones. Game 2, Courtney Williams. Game 3, Jasmine Thomas turned into Steph Curry. I didn't even know she could shoot like that.
I was waiting for it.
I had no idea.
But again, credit goes to the Connecticut Sun, because you know what he basically did? This was Kurt Miller. This was a college coach. He had coached at several different colleges before he decided to join the pro ranks. So he did a year with the Sparks. Then he got the Sun job. And you know what he did? He basically got himself a freshman class in 2016. And grew it. And now they're seniors.
Yeah.
Now, yes, they're professionals, but essentially it was freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, seniors.
And they've grown together.
Yeah. This is like having the Fab Five. I'm a Michigan man. This is like having the Fab Five for 4 years.
Yeah.
That's basically what he did.
And even when I look at the game,
and they got better by trading an all-star in Shanae. They got better by letting Jonquel Jones be the woman.
But Jonquel Jones might honestly be the best center in the league. I'm not even joking. Did you see the way she looked? She was like Hakeem Olajuwon.
But she was the 6th woman last year.
She didn't need to be the 6th woman last year.
I'm just saying they got better by
you saw the Ewing theory. You know, when you trade away an all-star, like empower some other people to play more of their games, because you can't just like look to her and dump the ball to her. So a case of the Ewing theory happened. But when I look at the game plan, like I just think that's why I even asked NECA and TRP, like what was it about them? I don't think I saw moments of them playing LA Sparks basketball, but for basically the whole series, they didn't play like the Sparks.
Right.
They played the basketball game that Connecticut wanted them to play.
And that's what NECA said. They could not sustain the energy and the aggression they needed for 40 minutes. So, therefore, they lost. The first game, they only lost the last 6 minutes. The second game, they lost half the game. This one, they lost 3/4 of the game. It just kept getting worse.
Nah, but even like systematically wise, like I saw them, they were basically shading the ball to TRP and shading the ball to Candace from the perimeter. It was like, all right, shoot.
Yeah.
And like, how many shots did TRP take in this game?
The last one?
She only took 5. She
only played 13 minutes.
But think about that. She played 13 minutes and took 5 shots.
Yeah. And the game before that, she had like 7 shots.
7 shots. Like, there have been games in which she's played 30 minutes. Like, the team probably took 5 shots. She took 5 shots in 12 minutes, which tells me that they were putting the onus on her to make shots.
They were. And
like, they had like, they were literally shading everything. Like, okay. And
that's a great strategy over a whole year. Yeah.
Her and Elena took how many shots?
5.
5 shots.
Yeah.
They was shading. They was like, okay, so y'all 2 on the court. Bet. Yeah. Chelsea Gray, you not going to shoot. Y'all 2, though, can have everything you want. Right. We going to shade everything to y'all.
Right.
And I just felt like that. Now, that's one thing that I would say I don't think Fish combated systematically wise. I saw one Chelsea Gray post up. I tweeted about it, and I swear to God, it came out in timeout, posted her up. She got doubled, which I expected to happen. Right. But then she didn't make the right play. She tried to shoot over 2 people, which isn't the play that I wanted you to make. I want you to get double. Exactly. I wanted you to get double, spread the court out, and then, pass it. Also, I saw too many screens, like the screen that we saw between Kalani and Nneka in the lane. It's like, that's not going to work. There's not enough space on the court for you to run a screen in the lane. Like, it's going to get picked off. That's not going to work.
Right, you're bringing another defender to collapse.
So, like, those things systematically wise, yes, that's on Fish. And even Fish acknowledged after the game, I got to get better. He said that. He said, you know what? I got to go back and look at my mistakes and get better. He does. But not setting screens ain't on Fish. Not being physical ain't on Fish. Letting Courtney Williams get, 14 rebounds? 13 rebounds? Yeah. Shout out Courtney Williams, one of my favorite players in the W right now. But the walking bucket. But 13 rebounds?
That's way too many.
For a 5'7" guard?
Yeah.
That tells me your guard's just not boxing out, or like somebody not playing hard enough.
Right. She wanted it more.
Like,
and so she got it.
Alyssa Thomas, the whole game, did you Pete was laughing?
Oh, yeah.
The whole game, she was laughing. Yeah. Courtney Williams was doing the shoot dance mid-elimination game.
Yeah, they were listening to the DJ Mowski, and they was grooving.
Those things are on you. That's on you as a basketball team to say, nah, we not going. Right. I feel like the only 2 people who I could say that I saw say, you know what, we not going, are Nneka and Shanae.
Yeah, the Agumakeys.
The only people who I can say, you know what, they was like, you know what, nah, we not going. We might lose, but we ain't going out like that.
Right.
Everybody else went out like that. And the reason why Candace played 11 minutes was because what Shanae Agumake brought to the game in the last 2 games, not throughout the whole season, not throughout their whole careers, was more valuable than what Candace Parker was bringing to the game.
But I would challenge you, and I would challenge anybody who is in the Sparks organization, that you have to decide who are your 5 best players. Okay? In this series, we know for a fact 4 of the best players, I can name them. And I think you will agree that in this series, 4 of the best players, not necessarily how they play, but just in totality, are Chelsea Gray, Nneka Agumake, Shanae Agumake, and Candace Parker.
Oh, you're talking about for the Sparks, okay?
Yeah, for the Sparks. Are those their 4 best players? From what we've seen this year. Because, we say that Maria Vadiva has all the talent in the world, but then you say, she has some defensive liabilities.
Yeah,
okay?
Liabilities.
So if those are your 4 best players, you got to figure out how to get your 4 best players on the court at the same time. And the only way you do that is by having Candace Parker or Nneka play the wing. You can have Nneka play the wing on defense. Yes, she's a great post defender.
No.
Dude, you got to play the...
No, that's not...
What's the starting lineup on NBA 2K20 for the Sparks?
That's 2K20.
What's the starting lineup on 2K20 for the Sparks?
But let's keep it G.
What is it?
Yes.
I'm asking you. Answer my question.
Like, what is it? I think, is Candace at center on 2K? I think Candace might be at center. Nneka might be at the... No, Candace is at... It's all 3 of them. All 3 of them.
All 3 of them in the front court. Yes, that's my point. All 3 of them are in the front court. They all know how to play basketball.
Yes, but...
Shanae and Kalani Brown are the only true centers on that whole roster.
Yes,
everybody else
is really a 4.
Right. Nneka's really a 4, and she has the size and almost the speed of a 3. And she can make up you don't think she's fast enough to guard a 3?
No, like when she got a matchup against Diamond DeShields. No.
There's no Diamond DeShields in this series. It was Strickland. She can't guard Strickland?
She can guard.
She can't guard yes.
But look.
I'm talking about this series.
But even still,
I'm not talking about Diamond. I'm not talking about a 3-guard.
But if you do that, Alyssa,
Shanae.
So Candace Jonquel, that's not gonna work.
That was the only person she had any success against playing defense.
That's not gonna work for the whole series. I promise you, it's not. It worked in one game. That's not gonna work for the whole series.
Better than nothing. You got to play your best players. You just got to figure out how to do it. Candace Parker, to my knowledge, is the only player ever listed on a national team, a U.S. Olympic national team, as a guard, forward, and center. Mm-hmm. She has the ability to play every position on the court. So she can definitely play the 3. I'm not asking her to be the shooting guard.
I don't think my thing
all I'm asking is you just play your best players.
I feel you. I just think that at this stage, especially when you think about this is what
you have to challenge her. This is about her. This is not about Derek Fisher. This is not about any other coaches on the staff. This is not about any other players. This is about Candace Parker deciding that going forward with the way this roster is, if she believes that the Agumakays are starting level post players and she wants to start too, they got to start together. Or you literally do this. The only other way around this is you literally just say, okay, we're not going to have any other post players other than Shanae. You literally just have a rotation of 3, and that way Shanae can get like 22, 23 minutes, and anytime Candace or Nneka's out, one of the others in. You always have Shanae in either with Parker or Agumake.
That makes sense. But
that's the only other way to do
it.
Look,
like that, I'm with you. I think that makes sense. I think that Shanae should be the 6th man.
But then you might as well trade Kalani Brown and Maria Vadiva.
But see,
because it's going to be pointless to have them sitting on the bench.
But see, that's the issue that the Sparks had with their roster. It's like, what do you want to do? It's like, do you want to go with the youth movement? Do you want to go with the youth? Right. Because you do have like Kalani. I think Kalani has gobs of potential.
Right.
I think that
she's so
big,
tall and big.
She has gobs of potential. She's probably going to be the best screen setter.
Dude, she gets this close to the rim. That's bucket. Like,
I mean, she has to learn how to finish
4
better.
4 out of 5 times, that's a bucket.
She got to learn how to finish better, but yes. She also got to get some better post moves, but like, yeah, she has gobs of potential. Same with Maria, she has gobs of potential. My thing is just like,
you're never gonna have playing time for them unless Candace or Nneka plays on the wing.
But look, this is the thing.
Never.
You look. You have to decide what you want to do. I don't think Nneka should be playing on the wing. I think Nneka's a 4. I don't think Candace at this stage of her career should be playing on the wing. I think
she's not a center.
She's a 4. She's a 4. Especially with like.
Then you need a 5. And then play 2 4s. 2 4s and a 5.
No, that's not gonna work. You're gonna get like that's.
We just saw what didn't work. They never gave me.
But listen,
they never gave me my 3 sisters lineup. They never gave me my Chelsea Gray, whoever you wanted to, Candace Parker, Nneka, and Shanae lineup. They never gave me that.
Even if they gave you that lineup, they still get beat. I think Connecticut was just a better basketball team. They were a better constructed basketball team. I think that the Sparks had more talent. If you like on paper, you look at it, they had more talent, but the Sun had a better constructed basketball team, along with Kurt Miller having a better scheme. There was not like I don't think there was anything they could do to win this series.
Right. If you run this series back, and you have Raquana coming off the bench, okay, I think that improves things. Give Sydney Weiss more minutes, because even still, they lost by 22 points. Sydney Weiss was still just -3. She was still -3.
I thought she was starting the whole time.
She still was -3.
I thought Sydney was. But how many minutes did Sydney play?
15 minutes.
I thought Sydney was
starting the same everybody else played.
Yeah, but even it was still some things that Sydney did where like I didn't like. Where like she didn't even look comfortable. Like that play when she was in transition and like threw the ball to Candace and Candace wasn't ready for it.
Right.
Like, yo, you should have you didn't do that all year. You would have took that up court all year. And it's like now you decided to throw the ball. So even she didn't look right.
Everybody was pressing. And like you said, the Agumakays were really the only ones that showed up. Nneka was the only one that got enough minutes to really be a constant the whole series. because the first game she had a double-double. The second game she was all right. And the third game she had 17 and 6.
I don't want to say those are only people that showed up because I think other people on the team showed up. I just think that when it comes to
the only people that showed out.
No, look, because I don't even think they showed out. I just think that they came in like mentally and matched the level of physicality that needed to be matched.
Okay.
Like that, like to me, that was the issue. If they just match the level of physicality, the series doesn't go the way it goes. Like even Raquana, right? Raquana been damn near the bully on most courts all year. Mm-hmm. We ain't see that against Connecticut. Mm-mm. She wasn't doing that against Connecticut.
No.
What happened against Connecticut? Where was that mentality at?
I don't know. She barely made a bucket the whole series.
She threw Jewel Lloyd halfway across the court. Courtney Williams doing the shoot dance right in front of you.
She got but she not about to. You're not about to throw down with Courtney Williams.
But
everybody loves Courtney Williams.
But look, this is I'm talking about. You gotta you gotta match the level of physicality.
You do.
That was a play in which I forgot who it was on the Sun when they fouled TRP. Right, they didn't have to knock her to the floor. The foul had already been had. They gave her a little bump to the floor. It wasn't nothing super dirty. It's just like an extra level of physicality. They did not, besides Shanae and besides Nneka, nobody had that extra level of physicality that they needed. I'm sorry to say it like this, but it was certain points in times in which it looked like the Sparks actually were getting punked. I'm sorry to say it like that.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
Love them all.
You're right.
Cover them all, yeah, I love them all. But it was certain points in time when they visibly looked like they were getting punked. That's why Fisher's message was, physicality isn't just about, pushing people. But it's like, you're not even setting screens, bro. How you going to get Chelsea open if you slip in every screen? Set a screen. Put a body on somebody and set a screen. Cut with force.
Speaking of Chelsea, I interviewed her in the locker room. She was pissed.
She should be pissed.
She barely wanted to talk. And I appreciate you talking, Chelsea, but, I could tell, she was just that did not go the way it should have.
She should be pissed.
Because Chelsea Gray, by all accounts, is a first-team All-WNBA player.
Yeah.
Chelsea Gray, by all accounts, is most likely going to be the starting point guard on the U.S. Olympic team, which is the best collection of basketball players in the world. I think the women's team is better than the men's team.
Allegedly, the group we just saw, yes. But allegedly, Steph and all them are coming into the Olympics.
In general, the women's team is better than the men's. Because all the women's team doesn't ever lose.
Yeah, because all the women come out. Actually, the top women's players actually come out and play.
Right.
So yes, I agree.
And then their second tier is way better than our whatever we get that comes out to replace our replacement.
Yeah. So that's fair.
So this is a all world.
What did she say in the unlock room? Because I didn't get a chance to.
Basically, the series didn't go the way she wanted it. And I asked her, what do you want to do with your off time? She told me that she'll be going to report for national duties in November. But between that time, she'll be getting back in the gym. And what she wants to work on were two things. She said, I want to have a more consistent jumper and a more consistent three-point shot. And I think those are both fair. Because at times, yes, her percentages in general were fairly well, but they could be better.
I agree.
And they could be more consistent. And the shots can look a little better.
Yeah, her form is can get better.
Yeah.
But I think...
And this is the perfect time for her and Nneka to come in 2020 just way better. Because neither one has to play overseas. Neither one has to play any Eurobasket. They're both getting their $100,000 to participate in the national team.
So they're straight. Come back, get in the gym, just go to work.
Right. You get to practice with the best players. You get to be coached by the best coaches. You get to be around the greatest players. And look, you get to glean things. Chelsea can learn things from Sue Bird. Sue Bird's supposed to be there. Nneka can learn things from, I don't know.
Deladon
or Tina Charles or whoever's going to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can share secrets with everybody. Yeah, but no, Chelsea should be mad. Did Chelsea have the best series? No, she did not. No. But I don't put all the blame on her not playing well on her. I put a lot of it on the way she was used. I still don't think she was utilized properly.
She needs to call off them screens. She started doing it in game 3.
Off, literally.
She was like, nah, I'm good.
First of all, they're not. They weren't setting the screen anyway. I'm literally looking like, yo, set a screen. They just
bringing the trap.
Literally just bringing the trap. Yeah. So for one, I don't think she was utilized the best way. I still would like to see her isolated in the post more. I know Jasmine Thomas, all-world defender first team, but when it comes to body size, she is not as big as Chelsea Gray. No. If you post Chelsea Gray on Jasmine Thomas, they literally have to come double. Then it's up to Chelsea to make the right decision. Either you turn quick, get the fade, or you make the right pass and then pass it over to somebody open. So again, I don't put all the blame on Chelsea for Chelsea playing the way she played. I put the blame on the way she was used and her teammates for not helping her play better. Now, granted, she did miss some shots, and it's fair.
Yeah.
She missed some shots.
She missed some shots that normally she makes.
It's fair, but also I think she was out of rhythm because the whole time out of rhythm. And again, her teammates did not do her a great assist.
No,
I'm telling you, the only person who I saw set a screen in Game 3 the entire game, keep missing it, Kalani Brown.
But I feel like Chelsea Gray, I love to call her ISO Gray, I feel like she has the ability to get it on her own.
She does.
And that's one thing that she's going to have to work on. Like she said, if she can get a more consistent jumper, if she can kind of get that, almost like that Raquana pull-up game going, that CJ McCollum pull-up game going, that would be great. Yeah. And just the ability to, when you're open for just like this much, sometimes you just got to take that three and make it.
She has to make all of her shots one motion. Like I don't think she shoots every shot the same.
Okay.
Like even I was honestly playing 2K and I heard they was talking about Aaron Gordon said he want to make all his shots the same. So like his pull-ups are the same, his 3-pointers are the same, his free throws are the same. I'm not sure if she shoots every shot the same.
You know another thing I think might help her?
What's up?
Is some sort of doctor, maybe it's a chiropractor or a physical therapist or somebody like that who can help her with balance.
That's fair.
Because I appreciate the herky-jerky nature to her game, the off balance, but it's just something there about just improving maybe some
small things.
Maybe it's core strength or glute strength or something like that. But just always being, like you said, being able to just come up straight, and just like pop.
Yeah,
that would be something that I think.
Because even then you gotta be stronger to get the ball over when you in balance. So yes, I agree with you.
But between her and NECA compared to the 2018 season, the 2019 season, both of them were in markedly better shape. I mean, like I said, I think I was saying it last time. I saw the picture and I'm like, oh wow, they look different. They look younger this year than they did last year.
And I think they'll be better. I mean, for one, I think that when you have more access to money, you have access to better training. And the fact that they don't have to play year round, that's the thing that even Fish talked about, like all year. Like, NBA players can get so much better from year 1 to year 2 to year 3 to year 4 to year 5 because let's think about it. If you get eliminated in April, you go home, season start back up September. That's how many months is that to get in the gym?
When between
April and September?
That's
4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
So you can
summer.
You can take 3 weeks off and just train and work on getting better for 4 months.
June, July, August,
For the most part, the women aren't privileged to be able to do that. And besides, probably Washington, because Washington practices where they play at the G League place. So
it's a co-gym.
Yeah, it's co-gym. So I think that gym is probably always open for them, if I'm not mistaken. Probably. Yeah. I don't know if a lot of these women have the chance to get better in season. Like if you're going through a cold streak, right? And you're not making shots. Where can I go to the gym at 7 o'clock, 8, 9, 10 p.m.?
Well, they don't have the same player development. Like I'm a Pistons fan and I was watching one of the videos they sent me, one of the marketing videos, and they were talking about how each young player, Bruce Brown, Kyrie Thomas, the new pick from France, Thon Maker, Svi, they all had individual player development plans, but they were mostly getting them to come to Detroit and watch them do the player development. Okay? There's something to be said about being in the same place, working on your craft together.
I agree.
And that's not something that they have right now, but that's something that Chelsea and NECA will be able to do together with this Olympic team duties.
That and the fact, again, that they don't have to go overseas. So even when they get done with the Olympic team, they're not overseas. They can just link up in LA and go practice. Go to a gym and go practice.
Yeah. I mean, I think they all have access to the different gyms and the people they know and things like that. I don't think they have a lack of access to gyms, but I think they may have a lack of access to the continuity of, somebody that's going to help them develop.
But also, I think it's more of a hassle. Like they got access to gyms, but it's more of a hassle. It's not like I can just go pull up at the Clippers practice facility at whenever the hell o'clock because I got keys and be left alone because it's a private, it's our gym.
I mean, Candace made it sound like she had access to some sort of gym.
Candace
via,
probably
via the Hawks.
Yeah. Candace does because Candace is Candace Parker.
Right.
Like she's one of the most legendary.
But then everybody else is gonna be playing overseas. Obviously, Maria is.
No, it's not. See, I'm not really talking about in the off season. I'm not talking about even like during season.
Oh.
Like during season, like let's say I'm in like a shooting slump.
They go early. They just go to practice early. That's all they can do.
But see, they
don't really stay late because we would see them staying late. So it's just going early.
But see, even like
shots up.
But see, even that is like you not because sometimes I listen like Gil Arenas' podcast. He was like, yo, I would always go and get shots up at 7 p.m. because we're playing at 7 p.m. So I want to train like my mind and everything to be ready at 7 p.m. So if I got to go early to practice and get shots up, we for the most part don't play games at 9 a.m.
Right.
We playing games at like 2, 3, 4, 7.
I am a fan of that because that was something that I always thought about during high school cross country season.
Mm-hmm.
So, we practice in the afternoon, but then inevitably we'll have these Saturday meets at 10 in the morning.
So yeah, your body.
What am I doing at 10 in the morning every other day? I'm in school.
That's cool.
Okay. So yeah, that makes a big difference.
Your body and your mind isn't really prepared to just in the
State
rhythm.
championship meet was 11 a.m. We didn't run at 11 a.m.
The whole season you went run 11 a.m. We run 11 a.m. now. So yeah.
So.
But bringing it back, man. I just think this all like fire Fisher talk. Like I don't like it because it's pointless. It's pointless, and it's from people who I know have not watched the team all season.
Right, because a lot of the Twitter mentions I got, I didn't know Derek Fisher was coaching the Sparks. Well, if you didn't know that, you're kind of not really qualified to have much of an opinion.
And also
because you don't have all the facts.
You literally
this series didn't go
as well, but you had to play 35 games to even get to this series. Right. What happened in those 35 games? Right.
Some of them they were practicing with
7
players.
people.
Yeah.
7 people. And honestly, I think I hate to say this.
Derek Fisher had to run the point in some of the practices.
And also I hate to say this because I hate to pound on her, but I feel like Candace saying "go ass fish" didn't really do him any favors.
I don't mean to laugh.
I don't think it did him any favors.
No, but I think she has the right to be emotional.
She does
because she cares. She's a passionate player. She has the right to be emotional, and she didn't know. What's she gonna say? Well, I think he took me out because Shanae Agumike had more energy and she was she's not gonna say all that. Her feelings were hurt. Look, what she's gonna say?
She could have said, hey man, like, I guess coach was just doing what he thought, was the best thing to win. And I got to live with coach's decision and I respect that. Go ass fish just like kind of throws him under the bus a little bit.
She didn't say go ass fish. She said that's for fish.
Okay.
So she didn't say. She just said, I'm physically fine. I'm mentally fine. I wasn't hurt. Then we asked about the minutes, and she said, that's for fish. It's a question for fish. Like, she couldn't answer that question. And she just left it at that.
That's fair.
Now, the fact that, you could visibly tell that she had been crying and that she was emotional and things like that, that made a difference. That made an impact. And nobody wants to see Candace Parker crying. She's a lot of people's favorite player.
And she's a lot of people, the only thing they know about the WNBA is Candace Parker, Deladon, and Liz.
Right. And in that order.
In that order.
And it may stop with Candace.
In that order. I mean, honestly, I don't even know if I would be covering a team if Candace Parker wasn't on the team. I was like, I get to talk to Candace Parker once a week. Sure, I'm in.
Right. That's a draw, definitely.
Sure. Sure, I'm in. So, like.
Right. And but the thing is she's such a knowledgeable player.
Yeah,
okay?
She is.
You talk to her. She's an analyst on TNT. I believe she just got another 2-year deal. And that's another thing I want to talk about. So, she was on Jamel Hill's podcast, and she essentially said that, she wanted a 2-year deal with TV because she was thinking of playing at least 2 more years for the Sparks. So, Candace Parker is not going anywhere. Do not expect her to be retiring or anything like that.
She shouldn't. She still has a lot of basketball
I think
left.
This is a chance for Candace Parker to reinvent herself. Do you feel like Dwayne Wade reinvented himself the last couple of years?
Yeah, 100%.
Why can't Candace Parker do that?
Nah, yeah. I mean,
Dwayne Wade came off the bench.
Nah,
D Whistle came off the bench.
He came off the bench. I mean,
The Flash came off the bench.
He did come off the bench, and was great off the bench too.
Right,
he was great off the bench. He was low key to me still the best player on the team.
He was.
He just came off the bench.
Right.
But like what he gave you in that 25 minutes was probably better than what some people on that team gave you in 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Like his 25 is better than Justice Winslow's 40.
Yeah, his 25 minutes were better than what he would have given you 32 if he would have had to pace his energy.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a chance for Candace Parker to, they figure out, her and Fisher and Penny Toller and everybody, they figure out like, okay, some games you're going to play 30-some minutes, but in general, we want you to play 25 minutes, and this is how we want to do it. Yes, we want you to start, and we want you to close, and we want you to kind of come in a little bit, but figuring out a different way for Candace Parker to make an impact.
And also, I think 25 minutes helps her physically because she looked tired in Game 3.
Oh, she was tired.
Like,
and the other thing is, yes, she said she was physically and mentally fine, but I know that Candace Parker was dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
Everybody on that team was dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, even NECA still looked tired.
Yeah. They all were.
Yeah.
Like
they all were tired,
yeah.
period.
They all were tired.
Period, point blank. They all were tired except maybe Marina and Kalani because they didn't play that much.
I mean, Sinead looked like she was fine.
Yeah. Okay, so those three. Because they...
Well, Quana was fine too, but like everybody else was...
But okay, so half the team looked tired. And then I know Candace was still dealing with something with her ankle.
Yeah, she was
because she kept turning it.
Yeah.
And as soon as she would come home, you know what she would do?
Ice.
She would go get... No, not ice. She would go get that physio. And she posts on Instagram.
Physio.
Yeah, the physiotherapy.
True.
She gets the physical therapy.
Yeah.
Okay, she goes to see her guy and he adjusts her and does whatever he needs to do. Okay, every single time. You don't do that if you're not hurt.
Yeah.
You don't do that if you're not trying to maintain whatever level of health you have.
Yeah.
We talked to Derek Fisher about it before they even played Seattle, and he said, this is, as close as we're going to get to 100% healthy Candace Parker. And I think we did get that in Game 1, but we just didn't get it in 2 and 3.
Game 1 was great. I didn't think Game 2...
24, 10, and 6? That's a great game.
Game 1 was great. I think that Game 1, the Sparks played the best game in the series that they could have possibly played.
And they only lost the last 6 minutes of the game. That's what I'm saying.
I think
if they went downhill from there.
If they sneak out and win Game 1, I think that put the pressure on Connecticut. And I even said I thought Game 1 was a must win because I didn't think playing Game 3 in Long Beach was that much of a home court advantage. I just didn't think it was.
Not at all.
Like, I'm
glad you brought that up.
I didn't think it was that much of a home court advantage.
The LA Sparks need to never again let themselves play a playoff game not at Staples
Center. Like it just didn't feel now.
It was ridiculous.
It just didn't feel right.
It wasn't right.
It's
just not right to. And yes, it's listed as a sellout, 4,000 seats.
That wasn't no sellout.
They might have sold all the tickets, but the gym was not full. The gym is not full in a single elimination. Game 3, do or die. You about to go Derek fishing. If you don't win this game, and they did not win this game, and that's what they doing.
I mean, you didn't have some of your normal fans that you would see courtside. Like you didn't. So it's just familiarity wasn't there. Again, you didn't even get. Like I said, you don't get to go through your normal routine.
Right.
Because, I mean, you usually think, okay, like, I know I got to drive this time to get here by this time. Now I'm going to Long Beach. Like, just everything for everybody was kind of, like, different.
Yeah. So, never again should they let themselves play a playoff. If you got something for regular season games, whatever. But a playoff game, no.
Yeah.
No, because it's just not fair. Like, that's not where they play basketball at.
Yeah.
They play basketball at the Staples Center.
And they need to play basketball at the Staples Center.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just where they play. So playing in Long Beach, shout out to Penny Toller. That's where she went to school. I don't know if you noticed her number was in the rafters there.
I didn't.
Yeah, she had one of the numbers on the corner.
I didn't peep.
I think it said like 86 to 89. But so shout out to her. But no, that's not where you need to be playing playoff basketball. You got a do or die game. You're supposed to be in Staples Center with 10,000 plus. Yeah. Another thing, if it was me, I'm inviting kids. Remember Camp Day?
Oh, yeah.
Remember Camp Day?
Yeah.
I'm doing Camp Day every day in the playoffs. Camp Day every day in the playoffs.
Give me all the kids so y'all can hit none of y'all signals.
Right. So.
I mean, it's harder to do that, but because, kids got school. So
the other thing, I know what the WNBA is trying to do. You got this contract with ESPN2. You're glad to be on TV and have a partnership with them, but I don't think there should be Sunday playoff games.
You sound like TPJ.
I don't think so.
Why?
It's football day.
You sound like TPJ. Same thing TPJ said.
I'm not trying to sound like
Same
TPJ.
thing TPJ said.
But I mean,
I don't watch football like that.
You know why they don't play college football games on Sunday?
Because it's NFL day.
Because everybody has decided that this is the NFL's day.
Yeah.
And it's only for, 4 months out the year. Okay? They play a straight season. They play 17 weeks. They get a bye week.
I can agree with you.
Quick. But yeah, that's just a little tough.
I think that playoff games, they would do better during the week.
Mm-hmm.
I think that on Tuesdays and Thursdays and days like that, like, they would do better then. And also you would get, but again, you trying to cramp it into a small schedule because preseason is starting. So for the teams that still use the NBA gyms, like the Sparks, the teams that use the NBA gyms, you don't want to run into the NBA season.
Then you know what? Why don't, as much as the NBA players love to support the WNBA, they don't have to play every preseason game at Staples.
They don't.
Why don't they go play a preseason game, I don't know, at UCLA or USC? Why don't they go play a preseason game at Long Beach in the LBC and have Snoop Dogg there and whoever else?
It's an option.
I mean, they go to Hawaii for training camp.
They do. But the preseason game there is probably going to drive more revenue than what the W game would, and they revenue based. So
yeah, I understand it's revenue based, but it should also be equitable based.
I mean, yes.
Like, that's where they play.
No, yes. Like,
the whole season.
In theory.
And it's such a letdown, the fact that the Sparks, I'm still going to say the Sparks have a 15-game home winning streak at Staples Center.
They do.
Because they do.
That was a neutral site.
Right. They were the home team. They were the home colors.
Yeah.
But essentially, that was a neutral site, like you said.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at it. So don't ever let yourself play a playoff game there again.
I mean, it was an unfortunate end to the season for sure.
Because do they lose that game that way at Staples?
I mean, I don't know. The way they look, they might have lost that game anywhere on earth. I'm sorry. Like, I actually don't think the destination played a part in them losing the game. I think the effort and them being tired and some of the systems played a part. But it was just sucked. It just sucked that they went out like that there.
Right. Can I add one more thing?
What's up?
For the people. All right. Shout out to my man Jalen Rose. Got to get the people what they want.
Jalen Rose.
So the people.
What's up?
Some people are like, oh, Candace, you should request a trade.
Why?
I just want to let y'all know.
Why?
Why? How? Why? As I said last time, and yes, I do want to say I was wrong. They lost game 3. I put that on the record. But, I mean, whatever. I should have said that they were not going to lose game 3 at Staples.
You should have said that.
No, that's what I should have said. But Candace Parker has built her adult life in L.A. She has a home in L.A. Her daughter attends school here. She has lots of friends here outside of basketball. She has family members who are able to, come here and help her. Candace Parker's life is in L.A. Yes, she's going to work with TNT. And yes, that's going to be based in Atlanta often. They may do some stuff, and she may do some of the college basketball games where you might have to do some New York studio stuff or something like that. But no, there's no point of Candace Parker not playing for the LA Sparks. They just have to come to a meeting of the minds, her and Fisher, her and whoever else, her and whoever's constructing this roster. I won't say you still need to build it around Candace Parker, but you need to build it with Candace Parker in mind.
It was like, man, it was just a bad game. Like,
yeah.
it was just a bad game.
One game.
One, 2 games, and in those 2 games, Shanae brought more to the game than what Candace did. And Fisher, being a coach in a elimination game, but you're trying to put the best players on the court, he felt who gave them the best chance to win. Like I said in the last podcast, I think Candace needs about 20 minutes, and Shanae needs the rest of the minutes. It wasn't 20, but you see Candace minutes got, I mean, if the game was close, she would have played more minutes.
Alexis Jones had 20 minutes.
But she
They
needed
was
it
doing
though.
a 3-guard lineup at one
They
point.
had to because they needed more creators. I think that's one thing that they do need to get more shot creators.
Okay.
More shot creators and playmakers.
Yeah, this roster. Maybe we can talk about this another time. But this roster is going to change.
I mean, I think
There's no way it can stay exactly the same.
I think the only change is, I mean, like I don't know if Elena will be here next year. She might hang him up. I don't know if you asked her about that.
I did ask her about it.
She didn't give you an answer.
No,
It makes sense.
no. She
It's
just.
fair.
I said, "Oh, you thought about if this is the last time you run up." No, she just no. But
Fair.
I could tell she was emotional too.
Yeah, so
the locker room,
Elena
so,
might
I don't
not be
know.
there. Raquana probably won't be there. I mean, I liked Alexis honestly. When I was seeing her in the playoffs, I'm like, you could have gave her more minutes in the season.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they need more playmakers so that everything doesn't have to come, at least from the backcourt, as far as making a play from Chelsea.
Now they have a player that they signed from
Yeah, I heard about it.
Eurobasket or the Euro scene last year, who's supposed to be a pretty good guard.
Yeah, I heard that. I saw Brady tweets
Yeah.
about it.
So
yeah.
if they, I believe her name is Alina.
Yeah,
So if they can bring her over,
yeah.
that means somebody's got to go. Okay? They also have 2 draft picks. They don't have their first round pick, which I think is good for them. Because imagine having this roster and then trying to put another first round pick
They
in.
don't need more young talent. They don't need more young talent.
They need more talent.
But not more young
No.
talent.
So trying to bring that in, and then especially when, this is LA. Who doesn't want to play in LA? You saw my TRP article. She was, at first, she wasn't like super excited to come here. But once she came here, she's like, yo, I feel like I'm on vacation. This is a great place for me.
Yeah, it's a great place to play basketball.
It's a great place to play. It's
Also-
a great place to live.
Also, you just get
Don't you
afforded.
enjoy living here?
Yeah, and also you just get afforded more opportunities.
Yeah.
It's like anybody who plays for any LA team, it doesn't make sense. Like you always get more. Like even like look at Josh Hart, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you would know. Many people know who Josh Hart is if Josh Hart ain't playing LA. Look at Kyle Kuzma.
Right.
Kyle Kuzma probably
Kuzmania.
top 25 most recognizable face in the NBA right now
Probably.
because he played for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Playing in LA, Patrick Beverly getting on TV all the. Patrick Beverly wouldn't be like, I seen Patrick Beverly on TV at least 3-4 times last year.
Right.
Patrick Beverly wouldn't be on TV like that if you played in Memphis.
Yeah, nobody's really paying him much attention when he played for the Rockets.
You just get afforded more opportunities when you play in LA, and that's why players always want to play here in New York. No matter what, still like markets still do matter somewhat, unless you just a transcendent superstar that you can avoid all of that.
Yeah, but I would love to see Shanae and Candace almost get equal minutes.
I think that's something that's fair.
I know Shanae seems to accept coming off the bench. She doesn't want to. Obviously, she wants to start because, I talked to her about it. She's just able to get more clarity as a starter, saying, like, this is who I'm matching up against. This is what I can try to get against them right off the bat instead of trying to come in and adjust
figure it out.
and figure it out and have to make, chess moves. Okay? So if there's because NECA plays a lot of minutes, so still give NECA her 30-plus minutes. If you can take, because it's 40 minutes for 2 post players, right? Okay?
Yeah.
So that's 80 minutes. If you can divide the 80 minutes up between them, because you're going to give at least 32 of them to NECA, okay?
Wait, no, it's not 40. Wait, yeah,
It's
okay,
40
yeah,
minutes.
you're
It's
right,
40
yeah,
minutes.
40,
So,
32 the next.
yeah, it's 80. So then you minus NECA's 32. So then you got what? How many left?
That's what.
You got 48.
Yeah, 48.
48 minutes left. And then that's basically 24 Candace, 24 Shanae.
Yeah.
But if you do that and you're not putting Candace or NECA at the wing and giving them any of those
You
minutes,
don't need to put them at the wing.
then you're not playing any other big other than them. 32 NECA, 24 Candace, 24 Shanae. You got a rotation like the Aces, where it's literally they start off with Cambage and Wilson. One of them come out, Hamby comes in.
But we knew the Sparks had too many bigs all season, though.
I know.
We
But they're
knew
going to have
they
too
had
many
too many
next
bigs
year
all
unless they do
season.
something about it. You don't want them to get rid of Kalani or Maria, right?
No.
So it's going to be the same exact thing. They cannot play the same exact way. Because even this year, Shanae was able to get into a rhythm in the beginning of the season because Candace was hurt.
Was out.
Let's just assume that Candace is not out. Yeah, she might get a load management game every once in a while, but let's assume Candace plays 30 games. Then what? If Candace is still getting 30-something minutes, is Candace still getting 30 minutes? Like, the 6-minute difference would make a big difference.
No, I agree.
Shanae can't play 15 minutes a game.
No, she should be at
That's
20.
pointless.
She should be at 20 at least. 20.
24. Equal
20 to
minutes.
24.
Equal minutes.
That's fair. But yeah, I mean, again.
You want to get, Candace, you want to get more minutes than that? Got to give me the 3.
But again, we knew they had a problem with too many bigs when it's at the start. That's why they even traded Lavender.
Right. They had to trade her. They would have been 6.
6 bigs.
You're not gonna cut Jontel Lavender. You're not gonna cut a champion and all-star.
We knew that they had this issue. I mean, maybe I just think they need more creativity in the backcourt again. And if
I just thought they would remedy it by letting Candace get out there and all that stuff she be trying to do on offense anyway.
No,
she does that stuff anyway.
Like, yes, but I think
let her formally do it.
Yeah, but I think that works better. Like, again, I said they need to use her like Jokic, and I think that they did that. Like, you would never put Jokic anything less than the 4. Sometimes he plays the 4. Sometimes he does play the 4 with Denver, at least offensively. But I don't think Candace, at her age now, like she's only getting older, is able to guard on the wing, especially with these new wings that's coming in.
Well, look, most people would say she really wasn't guarding that much anyway in the post. So what's the difference?
A lot. You getting blown by on the wing, I'm straight.
Strickland ain't blowing by you.
Okay.
Thomas ain't blowing by you.
Yeah, but Thomas is out. Yeah, but Thomas was out physicaling her.
Give me another team. Who was the starting Clark on the Storm? She ain't blowing by you.
Is she Clark on the Storm?
Alicia Clark.
Wasn't she playing the 4 last year?
No, she played the 3.
She played 3 last year?
Yeah, because it was Russell, Howard, and then Clark. And then Jewel Lloyd in Canada. That was their starting 5. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. So, like, there's only 11 other teams in the league. There's going to be lots of teams where you can just have Candace just out there doing whatever. But you have to challenge her. You don't tell me a challenged Candace Parker couldn't play on the wing. A motivated Candace Parker. You don't think she could compete?
I like her better at the 4. I just like her better at the 4.
And then enjoy another semifinals.
I just like her better at the 4. I guess you need another.
They cannot move forward playing the same way.
I just think you need another. No, I don't think you need to play the same way. I think you need another shot creator at the 3 and at the 2, and shot creator playmaker at the 2. And I think the 3 needs to shoot better. Cause like I think the main issue was that you always had somebody on the floor who couldn't shoot for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Then if that's the case, then you're looking at possibly 2 new additions.
TRP got to get in the gym and learn how to shoot better.
Yeah.
Like, she has to realize, damn, they were giving me a lot of open shots. Mm-hmm. They would dare me to shoot the ball.
That's what I would. That's what I would challenge her to do. That's what I would challenge her to do when she's playing overseas. Is like, this is what I know they're going to give me. Figure out how to be Bruce Bowen.
Or Trevor Ariza.
Or Danny Green. Yeah. That's all you have to do.
Get a jumper.
She doesn't have to practice top of the key threes. All she has to do is practice
those corner joints.
The arc and the corner joints. That's it.
Because if she's knocking down those shots, then you can't like help so much and like shade everything to her side.
Right.
Because you have to respect her. So her woman can't cheat in so much, which then opens up the floor for other people.
Right.
And things like that.
Because she's a good passer.
She's a good passer, and she low key has a decent pull up.
Right.
She low-key has a decent pull-up.
She has a nice aggression to her offensive game.
Yeah.
It's just about consistency and confidence.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning of the season, she definitely was hesitating shooting those threes. Yeah. So that tells me that she wasn't working on that overseas. She was just playing. And then when she got here, she realized, like, oh, crap.
Damn, they leave me open. Damn, they
because,
leave me open.
When she first came here, she might not even thought she was going to be a starter.
Yeah, she might have come on the bench.
She might have thought, I'm going to be Elena Beard's understudy, because she didn't even start all the time with the Mystics. Yeah. She started some games, but she was not a consistent starter with them.
Yeah.
So she would have been fine coming off the bench. Paycheck going to be the same. Whatever it is, the paycheck going to be the same.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same in the WNBA.
Paycheck.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Another thing, I mean, looking next year, this is the thing. Elena Beard been in the league so long that that's a max contract. You paying her max contract money?
That's the thing.
Are you paying Elena Beard max contract money?
That's the thing. It's like you don't want to force her out, but like.
Now, granted, max contract money in the WNBA as it stands is still like $110-something thousand. And yes, that may change in the CBA, but still, there's still going to be a relative salary cap in the WNBA.
Yeah.
It's not going to double.
Yeah.
Even if it did double, you still going to pay Elena Beard max contract money. Now, maybe Elena Beard gives you the hometown discount.
She ain't taking no hometown discount. I wouldn't take no hometown discount.
I wouldn't either.
You can go to hell.
I wouldn't say that, but
it's my 17th season in the league. No, you gonna pay me, one, out of respect, and two, out of what I can do for your organization off the court.
You go
in the locker room.
What my man Riley say? You gonna pay me what I owe.
You gonna pay me what I owe. No.
You gonna pay me what you owe.
You not finna come out here and give me $50,000.
Regina Hall.
No. So
King. Was it King or Hall? Which one did Boondocks?
King,
yeah. Shout out Regina King.
I think, yeah, whatever. But yeah, I mean, whatever she chooses to do with her basketball future, that's on her. Mm-hmm. But I think that I don't want to say she got to retire, but
see, when you think about it like that, that's the thing. Another reason why they had to, well, not had to, but another reason why they got rid of Jontel Lavender though, that's a max contract.
I will say that if Elena doesn't retire, that situation might get a little tricky. It might get a little tricky.
Because she's going to get to play as long as she wants to.
Yeah.
Because honestly...
she's still valuable.
Yeah. And even if she didn't play, I would rather have a team of 11 plus her. Just to have her experience.
To have experience.
You get a free coach.
Yeah.
You get a free coach who has the ability to play.
Yeah.
I mean, she essentially was a player coach this year.
Yeah. Like, even what I do want to say is that even...
almost a coach player.
Yeah, that even when Candace only played 11 minutes, she was still up, like, communicating, talking to people. Even when they were getting blown out, she was still up, talking to the people that were on the court. Like, yo, play through it. So I do want to commend her for that. Also, same with Elena. Like, Elena was still up, coaching people, even when she wasn't playing. Like you said, she was a player coach. Mm-hmm. She's like having a fourth assistant coach. Mm-hmm. So it's like...
Lenny Wilkins.
Yeah, so it's like you're still paying her also for her mind. Mm-hmm. It's like why Chris Paul gets a max contract. Is he actually worth a max? No. But it's like you're also... Not now. But you
that
also...
was past performance.
Yeah, but you're also paying for his mind. Mm-hmm. And his basketball mind and like the way he can think the game. So same thing with Elena. You would be paying for that.
League-wise, I think Chris Paul should be paid that much. Because, I mean, he's done that much for the league. He essentially helped everybody get higher salaries.
No, yes.
So of course he got to get his.
He deserves it, but it's like, is his on the court performance worth 140? No, it's not. No.
But Mike Conley ain't worth his either.
No, he's not.
Most people are not.
Most people are not worth $100 million.
No.
Most people not worth $100 million.
No.
But they get it because of, cachet or the market or things like that.
They get it for past performance too.
Yes.
Because, for example, we talk about football. Dak Prescott, he make like $600,000.
He's not gonna make that next year.
Right. Every game Dak wins before they pay him, just add another million.
Add another million onto that.
So Dak looking at like 41, 42 stupid $1 million.
When Pat Mahomes' contract come up, oh my God.
50.
Oh my God.
50.
Per year.
50.
Per year.
I know.
Per year.
He's probably gonna get 50.
He should.
50.
The Chiefs gonna pull up
Aaron
a blank
Rodgers gonna be pissed. Aaron Rodgers' feelings are gonna be so hurt when Pat Mahomes and Dak Prescott, Dakota Rain Prescott, or Rain Dakota, whatever his name, I think it's Rain first. When Rain Dakota Prescott is making $40-some million, then people's feelings are gonna be hurt. But I don't know, man.
We'll see.
I think you have to expect some changes on this roster. Mm-hmm. Don't expect Derek Fisher to go anywhere. Don't expect Candace Parker to go anywhere. Expect them to be able to attract at least one free agent.
Yeah.
Okay, because TRP came last year.
Elena
Beard came a long time ago.
Think
about it like this. Okay. You've watched the WNBA before this year, right? Mm-hmm. Would you rather have Elena Beard and her max contract or Angel McCoughtry?
It's a good question. I mean, who else is on the roster, though? Like, who else is on the roster?
was on the Sparks. Most of the rest of them.
That's the only change that's gonna be made.
Her and Alina, the Euro. So let's say you got those two, and maybe one other young player. Let's say Raquana, Beard, and Jones are gone, and so you're adding guards.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's say you're adding guards and wing. Let's say you add her, Alina, and then I don't know.
Pick somebody. Yeah, that's fine.
Let's say we just get another Gomake. Let's say we get the other little sister. Let's say we get Erica with the second round pick. Let's go for 3 of them.
That's fine.
She rebounds.
That's fine. I mean,
she's a rebounding guard. What we need?
A rebounding guard.
What we just see? We just saw Courtney Williams be a rebounding guard. We just saw Jasmine Thomas be a rebounding guard.
They showed you the value of having a guard that's willing to get in there and mix it up and go rebound. Because your bigs just realistically can't get to every ball. They just can't. Sometimes it's like, yo, we gonna box out. Help me.
Yeah. So expect to see anywhere from 2 to 4 new players on the team. I don't know. Let's say the Mystics can't afford all their players. Let's say you can give some max money to Aerial Powers. You taking Aerial Powers or you taking Elena Beard?
Aerial Powers.
See what I'm saying? There's some players out there that you can max out.
Nah, definitely.
And really add something.
Like
to
I
a
said,
team.
like if
because that's a bucket.
Like I said, if
that's a shooter.
I think like Elena's situation could possibly get tricky. Possibly get tricky. But if she doesn't retire.
You know, I mean, I talked to her about it, and she said that she didn't necessarily see coaching in her horizon, but I don't know. Maybe you can convince her to be a coach, because you only have to coach from what April, May-ish to September. Yeah. I know she has a lot of other things going on, but
it's 3 months.
Yeah, well, more than 3, but 4. Yeah, 4. Maybe you can convince her.
It's a quarter of the year. It's a quarter of the year. Yeah.
Maybe you can keep her around that way. Maybe you keep her around as a consultant, player development.
There's so many things that she could do for
There's
the Sparks.
ways you can keep her around.
Yeah, definitely.
Without having to pay her through the salary
cap. Yeah.
So there's gonna be some changes. I mean, maybe
see.
we can talk about it another time, but we got some assets that somebody may want to build around.
Oh
Imagine a team that saw what Tierra McCowan did. She was second in the league in rebounding. She averaged 9 rebounds behind Jonquel Jones, who basically averaged 10 for the Fever. Imagine if somebody says, you know what? Yeah, we want Kalani Brown.
Maria.
Yeah. Well, she probably got a little lower value because she's always going to have commitments. Like, she's always going to be a Russian national team player. Fair. So you're always going to have to lose her. Yeah, she's always going to have to play in tournaments to help Russia qualify.
So she's always going to be, she's going to have...
Yeah, she's always going to be in and out. She's always going to be an in and out player. So that's going to make her a little less valuable. But Kalani Brown, she's not making the U.S. national team anytime soon.
Yeah, so she's going to be here.
She's going to be there.
She's going to be here. She's going to be in your organization for a very
games.
long time. She's going to be in your organization for a very long time. Yeah,
So, I mean, a team that's looking for somebody that's ready to jack up some shots. A team that's looking for their Sammy Wickham. Maybe they want Marina Mabry.
Yeah.
Because even still, like, unless you commit to having quicker substitutions, Derek Fisher, you're going to get in the same situation that you was in this year. You look up, the first quarter is 2 minutes left, and you're like, well, I'm not going to take them out now.
I mean, no team, for the most part, really goes 11 deep.
No.
Like, the maximum you go is 10.
The
maximum you go is 10. And that's even stretching it.
Sydney Weaves is an anomaly, the fact that she was able to sit for the first 2 years and then come in the third year and make a contribution. Normally, if you're not contributing by the second year, you're not going to be a player in the league.
Her situation was weird, though. She got hurt the second year, so that's why, she got hurt the second year.
Nah, he still wasn't going to play her.
I mean, okay.
No, I don't think he still was going to play her.
Fair.
Over who they had on the team last year. Elena Beard, Raquana Williams, Chelsea Gray, Parker was there, Gumake. No, she wasn't going to play.
Fair.
Carly Samuelson was there. She wasn't going to play.
She could play with Carly.
She wasn't going to play.
She could play with Carly.
She could have, but she wasn't going to play. If she was going to play, she was going to have played.
Fair.
So, but...
But we'll see. We'll see. I think it should be a very interesting summer.
Yeah. The Sparks should be encouraged. And let me wrap it up like this.
The
Sparks should be encouraged because this was a first-year head coach who won more than 20 games. He won more games than the other first-year coach that won one of the coaches of the year. Okay? This was a person's first time coaching women's basketball. Okay? This was a coach who was trying to redeem himself from basically being disgraced in New York. Okay? This
wasn't all his fault, but
this was the first time that a lot of these players really thought of themselves as trying to play position fluid basketball. Okay? This was the first time that Raquan Williams was a starter in a long time. This was the first time TRP was really starting. This was the first time in a couple years that the Sparks didn't have their back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year for a lot of the season. So there was a lot of things that this team had to overcome, and they still finished third in the regular season.
I mean, you ain't got to break it down like that. You can say new coach, they didn't have the team they actually signed until, the fourth game before the end of the season?
Right.
And you still win 22 games and make the semifinals? What more is there to say?
Right.
Sure, we didn't win a championship, but how many coaches in general win a championship in their first year? Across any league.
How many coaches win a championship every year?
One.
So you got a 1 in 12 chance
of winning the championship.
That's like 8%.
Exactly. So
you got like an 8.5% chance of winning the championship every year. And realistically, we know there's some teams that's probably not gonna win, but you all start off 0-0.
Yeah. So all in all, man, I think when you look back at the season, obviously it didn't end the way you wanted it to end, but you have to be encouraged about the basketball you saw. You think, you know what, a change here, a change there, we're right back there, and we're probably better. So
you just gotta. They need to use this as something that brings them together. Okay? They have to use this as something that brings them together.
They will.
Because if they don't, this can tear apart this organization.
It's not going to tear apart this organization.
It can. If you let things fester too long,
it
can.
It's not.
I don't think they will.
It's not that deep.
I don't think it's that deep.
People are just making it deep because you're looking at names and things like that. But it's
and you're seeing it on TV.
You're seeing it on TV.
You're seeing clips of it on Twitter, and things like that.
It's not that deep though. It's really not that deep. It's a coach that made a decision to win a basketball game that he thought was the best decision to win a basketball game. It's not that deep.
Okay. All right, y'all. Well, it's been the Spark Report. John W. Davis, Pavy. We'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.